And we're rolling. Cheers, Daddy-O.
Yeah, cheers.
It's great to have you out here.
It is.
It's fucking cool.
I know.
It's cool as shit.
I know. I've been looking forward to it for a while because, well, I mean, you know, when you came last time, it was when you came to Tucson. It's kind of a auspicious occasion, right? So.
Right. Yeah, shit's been crazy, to say the least.
I know.
Fucking nuts.
I know.
But it was getting a little late today, and I was like hesitant on like, should we do this like now? And then it's like I was saying earlier, like path of least regret, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck it, because then if we don't have a chance to get it later, it's like we got it tonight, you know?
Yeah, well, it was, you know, with all the planning with, you know, the music and all that stuff, so.
Juggling it back and forth. Seeing what lines up and what doesn't.
Well, when I was talking to Amy earlier, she was like, have you heard the new music yet? I'm like, no. So it was like, I mean, you know, with just being a 3-piece.
So far, four-piece to three-piece.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a 4-piece.
Yeah, but, well, yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But have you guys thought about what you're going to do with, you know, as far as vocals go or what?
Right now I'm doing them, and then we'll just see. We'll just see how that goes.
Yeah, but you guys are doing all originals, right?
All originals, yeah.
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 Originals, like I said, originals are hard.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, well, I've never done an original, like, whole, like, band
project
thing.
All the way.
Yeah, it's like, you know, some bands I've played in, we had originals, but, you know, it was just like one here, one there, mixed into like different sets.
Gotcha.
So if we're playing
mostly
like,
covers and an original here and there.
Yeah, I mean, if we're playing like a 12-song set, there was like one original in there, and then one in the next one, and one in the next one, and one in the next one. It wasn't like a whole set of them.
Gotcha.
So, but the weird part about it was when we were doing the whole Project Mayhem thing.
Right.
Dennis, Riley, and Lewis, the singer.
Yep.
They spun off and they did this other original band.
Okay.
Called,
all originals.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it was, you know, like I said, I mean, if you don't have a following, then you end up playing for the crickets.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah.
it was, it didn't work.
Their project?
No. It was funny because...
What was their name? Do you remember?
Side Effect.
Side Effect.
Yes.
So Project Mayhem was the cover band.
Yes.
That you guys were all in, and then they had Side Effect.
Yeah.
It's a side project.
So it was funny because...
Sick.
Riley had called me up, our drummer, and he's like, "Hey man," he goes, "You should come down and check it out." So,
okay.
Oh God, it was terrible.
That bad, huh?
Well, nobody was there.
Oh, all right. The crowd.
Yeah, I mean the music wasn't bad.
Well, the venue's different. Like say when I was in Seven Stone, you know those guys they play 4-hour bar nights. Yeah. And then they get those Fourth Fridays. That's going to be a big one. They're playing next month, the Fourth Friday at Washington Park, which is sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, you know, like the one we did at the zoo.
Yeah.
It's the same event. They've just switched venues.
Huh? How come?
I don't know. It's a city thing. And so the city was doing the events at the zoo. And then they moved it over to the, like, hobby park over there by, like, Fairgrounds and North Florida. They've done that, and then now at Washington. Washington's a good place for it, though, because there's a dedicated stage area.
Oh, shit, I didn't
know. Like a
that.
concrete stage pavilion thing. It's somewhat new. The dome was way sicker. This thing, that fucking thing was sick. They're so stupid
What's
for tearing
it like?
that down.
Like an amphitheater type thing?
Yeah, that was the amphitheater that was built in the late 60s, early 70s right there. Like 1969, 1970, that thing was built.
I was going to say, I don't ever remember seeing it.
It was there until like 2025.
Oh, wow.
Ish, that's when they tore it down.
Huh.
Fuckers. You know, if I was like a billionaire, I would like find an architect and like try to rebuild it to exact specs. Like I would just do billionaire like Bruce Wayne shit. I'd just rebuild Washington Park.
Have you ever played
even
in
if
one
it
of
wasn't
those?
on location, even if it wasn't at Washington, and I had to like if you couldn't get around the bureaucracy of the city, I'd be like, well, fuck you guys, I'm gonna buy some private land and rebuild like Washington to original specs. But I didn't play in there. I've heard a couple bands playing there, like Burning Sunday and a couple other bands from back in the day that were doing it. We'd skate in there. I mean, there's skate spots all over that whole park. It was iconic. But as shitty as it is, at least they do have a dedicated stage area at Washington. Because like the other Fourth Fridays,
I never noticed it.
They would have to do a slap up stage, you know, as like they'd put the stage up and then have to tear it all down. And
Yeah.
like Washington's got a dedicated stage pavilion now, and it's like pretty high. You know, it's like probably as high as this table, the stage. So it's like a real stage. It's not just, you know, it's pretty good height, good room, and a cover.
Huh.
And it faces the park at like a catty corner angle, so kind
Interesting.
of works. I don't know. I've actually really never seen anybody play it yet, though.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, I have. I've seen clips on social media and stuff, and I've seen people doing events over there, but I haven't seen any of the Fourth Fridays there. But probably go pop in on Seven Stone maybe next month.
Yeah, that ought to be interesting.
I didn't go to the first show that they played out like without me because like I don't know. It's not that I felt weird or anything would be weird, but then you get like people come up to you like, how come you're not in the band anymore? And, you know, it's like there was no falling out. It was completely good.
Yeah, I mean, most. I can't really say that any band that I really played in, I didn't have a falling out with any of the members. So I never been through anything like that before. It was all on good terms.
Yeah.
At least for me.
For you, yeah. You've been through some other drama with seen it from them, but it's not you.
I wasn't involved in it, thank
You were
God.
always the one keeping it together, kind of probably, you know, trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes bands break up for different reasons.
Sure.
And it wasn't anything that was creative in the last, well.
Wasn't it like Don Dokken? He's like, yeah, George Lynch had his hands around my throat, and I figured at that point it was over.
Well, they were asking him, they were like, so when did you actually realize that, you know, Dokken was, you know, finished? Well, we were at rehearsal one day, and George had his hands around my neck, so I figured we were done.
It's pretty cut and dry there.
Yeah.
When it comes to that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've had this library of songs for all these years, and I'm kind of writing some new ones, and there's pieces of old ones, and it's like I've always wanted to do this. And then Ryan coming back around and getting the fever for the music again, and actually wanting to do it. Yeah. Not me just being like, yo, man.
Like you're trying to twist his arm,
yeah,
right?
like he's like legit, like, I want to do this too, man. This is fucking awesome. And I'm like, for the first time ever, he was like, I'm down, dude. I'm fucking down. Like, anytime you want to jam, I'm fucking with it.
Well,
and I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, man. And I'm like,
I think
all right.
the biggest thing probably for
I'll
him
take you
now
up on that.
that is his life has changed, and he's in the right direction.
Yeah.
So now he has time for music.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is a good thing. I mean, he had to square his personal life and his professional life away,
Right.
so that way he could concentrate on this.
Yeah. And then, you know, going through all the things that we went to, it helps too. Like with whatever, coping or dealing, you know, dealing with shit, you know, like it's an escape. It's an escape, and like for me, like it just helps.
Yeah.
With everything. My headspace, I just feel more clear. Having a musical outlet and being able to.
Well, you know, one of the things that I noticed or kind of saw you develop as that you were always doing your own thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
From the start.
Right.
And then, you know, the whole Seven Stone thing came around. But the cool thing about it is, at least from me watching it and listening to it, that it was a good growing process for you.
Definitely. I had no cutting your teeth kind of experience prior to that. Real experience.
Yeah.
I had a couple one-offs. Like I played the Battle of Bands with Ryan and Hollis.
Right.
Back in the day. And then
well, that was when you guys were first starting.
I did a few things with a few other people, and then like I played drums for this one show one time with Bart, you know, with Burning Sunday. And like that went really well. Shout out Bart, and like pressuring me into doing that. I didn't think I could, and then I did, and it was cool.
Yeah. Once again, I mean, me watching it from, you know, an outside perspective, to see you do that, to me it was the exact opposite for me. Mm-hmm. You know, I haven't really even done a lot of the individual stuff that you've done.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Lewis, we co-wrote some stuff, original types things. But as far as on the level that you've been doing it,
Yeah, and I've done some bullshit, like tracks by myself, like just the Dave Grohl style. Like I'm just gonna do all the parts and just to see if I can. And
Yeah, but I mean, shit.
the thing is a lot of the music in my head, as far as like some of the other parts, like the drums especially, because you can do all kinds of digital drums now and drag in these loops and then like program MIDI notes and like even make it sound like real. You can turn the dynamics where like every hit doesn't sound like a computer.
Yeah,
you
right.
can turn the dynamics.
Doesn't sound synthetic.
You can give it the human, like you can get really good at that digital. I just never spent a lot of time with the digital production and having a drum kit. I was like, fuck it, I'll just try to play it, you know. But some of the music that I want to make in my head, I'm like, I cannot play the drums
the way you want them to sound, right?
To the fullest like extent.
You,
so
you need Ryan for that.
I need Ryan for that. So.
Yeah.
Because shout out Ryan, because I go from being like a guitar player in the room by myself to like, oh, we're a band, like quick, you know, because
well, yeah,
all of a sudden you're just like a mountain of sound with him with you. It's like,
yeah, it's different.
It's like nothing else.
Once again, I mean, I don't see the parallel between the two instruments. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's just take Jeff for an example.
Yeah.
Okay. He plays the keys, right?
Sure.
But he played the guitar too.
Uh-huh.
See, there's a direct line there.
Melodic and keys and
I mean,
key signatures.
You take a look at
melodies.
the piano, you take a look at a guitar, they're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You know,
guitar's like a 3D piano, three-dimensional piano.
Exactly. So it's I can see the parallel there, but I don't see how the drums and the guitar cross.
They're not directly, but they help each other. Like if I would notice if I warmed up, like if I played the drums and just like for a while, and then I'd get on my guitar, I'd be flying. Like I wouldn't have this warm up delay, like barrier, because the drums already just had me like rhythmically like fucking just ready to go.
It's amazing.
And then the other way around too. If I was like playing guitar for a while and then I got on the drum kit, I'd already be kind of, just because your musical mind's turned on, kind of, it's different. But
see, I can see okay, once again, the correlation with piano and guitar, yes. And then bass and guitar. They're like brothers and sisters of one another, sort of.
Yeah.
Like bass would be the dad, in the guitar would be like the son.
Yeah.
You know, sort of.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah, they're related for sure.
But I mean, to mix the guitar with drums, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who kind of dabble. There's always like drummers though. You could just tell by like the snare movements, like they do like these like sick rolls, you know, and you're like, oh, that guy's like a real drummer. He knows,
exactly.
Like, he knows like
that's my point.
Yeah, I'm just like a very vanilla drummer.
Yeah, but
plain vanilla.
But see, you can do it though. You put me behind one of them things, I'm friggin' lost.
I just had some epiphanies one time, you know. I was all, and then you hit the kick. And then like instead of just hitting a cymbal by itself, you hit the cymbal on the kick drums.
See, that was one of the funny things too when you were doing the whole Seven Stone thing, and you know, me being at a couple of your shows and we're doing like the sound stuff. Mm-hmm. You were always the one behind the drums.
Yeah, Larry would always want me to check his drum set.
I know.
Not that I would even really play it right, but he's just like, you know how to strike him right with the dynamics, you know.
That's
I'm like, I don't know.
That's my point. See, you can connect it. Mm-hmm. I can't do it.
But yeah, Seven Stone did a lot for me for sure. Like,
yes.
I mean, shout out Seven Stone, because those guys are fucking awesome.
Yes.
And they're like family brothers, man. Like, and I knew it too the whole time. You know, the quote like, "I wish I would have known the good old days while we were living them." Like, if I could have seen this moment ahead of time and really appreciated it.
As far as what?
I did.
Oh, you mean
I'm
like
saying
your time?
I recognized it. Like, we'd have those moments where I'm like, this is the life right now. Like,
oh, you mean like
this is one of those moments of your life that's like, this is special.
It is.
And I recognized that time and time again, and like I never took it for granted while we were there.
That's good.
Because I knew, I was like, this is one of those eras I'll look back on. Like when I had the skate shop with my friends on New York Street. You know? Or just certain times, periods in your life where you're like working at the mill or whatever. At the time, it just seems kind of like the regular thing, but in hindsight, it's like, oh, that's nostalgic. Like
that
was the fucking, You know,
It's-
and having had a few of those experiences, then by the time I got to Seven Stone and was doing that a lot, I was like, I'm going to remember these days. Like, this is going to be,
Oh yeah.
we were out there, you know.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Sure.
So, and I recognized it, like, at the time.
That's
so,
good.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
I feel good about actually being one of those, like, hey, I'm recognizing a great thing right now. you know?
Yeah.
It seems obvious, but a lot of people let it just kind of, and then you don't realize it until later, like, those were the days.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You will never be here again.
Yeah.
Just like this. Same thing.
Right.
It's like, you know, you showed me a couple of these and it's like, wow. You know.
Yeah, it seems intimidating at first, but it's like, it's just a conversation. Just let it roll. You know?
Yeah.
There's like literally no stakes. There's no stakeholders or like, and there's no risk, you know? It's like, it's just vulnerable, but like, it's
Yeah.
fine, you know?
Right.
Like I said, I'm like, anybody who's actually listening wants to, and anybody who doesn't want to is just not listening.
Yeah, right.
You know? All I can say is if there was ever like a doubter or a hater, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing wasting your time listening to us talk about bullshit?
Yeah. Yeah. What's worse, us doing it knowing that nobody's listening, or somebody just listening to it because they got nothing else better to do? It's like, okay.
Well, people get to be a fly on the wall on the conversation.
Right.
Like, which I like. I enjoy podcasts. I mean, certain podcasts, certain flavors of shows or whatever, for either for news or for just some general topic, or like the skateboarding, the 9 Club podcast, or Joe Rogan, or like Andrew Huberman's stuff. He'll even just clips. You know, there's so many podcasts. I mean,
I know.
worlds within worlds. Maybe about a specific TV show, like the Supernatural podcast. And all they do is talk about the show, the dynamics of the show, how old it is.
Yeah, well, you
and
know,
the characters and everything. And it's all about that. Like, I haven't even looked that up, but I'm sure it's a thing.
Oh.
Supernatural podcast. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, like you name it. There's probably like a whole channel, you know.
well, there's a podcast that I listen. Well, it's not on Saturdays and Sundays, but it's a Steelers podcast.
Sure.
But the funny part about it is a lot of the stuff that this guy talks about. I mean, he's pretty much on point, because what he covers the Penguins and the Pirates as well. You know, the Penguins hockey team and the Pirates baseball team. So he's a Pittsburgh guy.
For sure.
But a lot of this, I mean, I don't agree with everything he says, but a lot of the stuff, he knows what the hell he's talking
It's
about.
interesting. Yeah.
And
It's
he's been following the Steelers. I think maybe he's a little younger than me. I know he's in his 50s. So, I mean, he knows what he's talking about, and he's been around the team for a long time, so he knows.
Nice.
But it's just that some of the things he does say, it's like, wow. It's like, really?
like opinions.
Not
only
only that, but certain observations, and you know, me being a Steelers fan for as long as I have been, you know, tendencies and what the basically the Steelers as a company or
franchise or
one
whatever.
of the marquee franchises in the NFL.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, because they're family owned, so you know, not that the family influences the I mean, basically, are the coaches going to do what the owners want them to do? Probably. But once again, once you get into that kind of stuff, then you get into the whole Dallas thing, and that's the problem they have down there.
Oh, like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, with Jerry Jones. I mean, he's the owner, and what he says goes. But
regardless of what's best for the team.
yeah, see, that's the thing, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are riding the Cowboys, because the last time they won a Super Bowl was in 1995, which was against the Steelers. So we won't go there with that. But
that long ago, holy shit! Yeah.
I mean, it's 95. I mean, that's 30 years.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so it's been. I mean, not that I care if Dallas ever wins another Super Bowl again, but I mean, the thing about it is, you know, you go ahead and you hire these coaches. And you're basically, you know, you're giving them the keys.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, you know, I hired you for a reason. And once again, you talk about this type of stuff to where you don't want people to be micromanagers.
Right.
Right? It's like, okay, you might own the team, but you don't know everything there is to know about football. That's why you hired this guy.
Sure, he's an expert.
Exactly.
A fucking football coach.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you delegate the authority and you roll with it.
Exactly. Yeah. People don't want to give up that control, huh? You know, like you're like, dude, what do you do? What's best for the team? You know, like,
sure.
It's kind of good to just that's what their job is. So you just seek out the best person for that job, but then you don't micromanage them.
Exactly. You just let it go because that's why you hired them.
Yeah.
Because they're experts in that particular field for what you hired them for.
That's right.
So if you wanted to go ahead and run it yourself, what the hell did you save some money?
Cut
and
out the middleman.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You go coach.
Yeah.
But good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're a business owner, but you're not a coach.
Exactly.
You got tons of money, but you don't know the game or,
Yeah, most likely you didn't play it. You didn't coach it, but you are the owner. So basically you're the one writing the checks. So, yeah, just one of them things.
Yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah.
You wore the perfect shirt, too. I noticed that a minute ago.
I know. It was like an accident.
Yeah.
It was funny, too, because, me being a big Rush person, always, Geddy Lee always wore that shirt all the time. Yeah. And I thought it was always pretty cool because most of the time when you're talking to somebody or you're somewhere where somebody's talking, it's like, or blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
But you know what really turned, and I wanted it, so I found it. Ordered it. Guess where I got it from?
Amazon.
No,
Hot
ding,
Topic?
ding, ding. No, it was Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah. So, but you know what really?
It was only the way you said it. Guess where I got it from?
Yeah,
like,
I give you 3 guesses and 2 don't count. But Amazon's going to take over the world.
Yeah.
Anyhow, but great stuff, by the way. But didn't used to. I mean, I was never a big Amazon fan. But I got a chance to go ahead and be around a couple people that were.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this stuff is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. I was misinterpreted at first, like, oh, you're ordering from Amazon, but it's just a big marketplace of sellers.
Exactly.
So you're like,
they're not basically the ones that make it.
It's just like a hub, like a big store, like Walmart, like that has all these brands. So it's
exactly.
And they have their house brand too, like Walmart does.
Sure.
But it's just a big seller's marketplace. You just got to watch out for the cheap bullshit knockoffs.
Yes.
In some areas, like supplements or something, where you're like, yeah, I don't know if I'd do Amazon supplements. You might want to order straight from the horse's mouth with the stuff that you're going to consume. But
right,
shirts and fucking shelves or whatever. I got these, I get all kinds of shit from Amazon, like these shelves.
Oh,
also,
yeah, I mean,
cool.
they got a lot of good
stuff. I want some more decor for the background.
Yeah, they got a lot of good stuff. They do.
Yeah. But good shirt, though.
One of the things I was going to say, though, and it's getting back to this, it kind of disappointed me a little bit, and it was when Rush got inducted into the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Man, Alex Lifeson, did you ever hear that speech?
I don't know if I heard that speech.
Oh, it was terrible.
That sucks.
Because he did the blah, blah, blah thing.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I thought it was embarrassing because Neil Peart, Geddy Lee are standing up there and each one of them said something. But when it came to Alex Lifeson, he was like, blah, 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 and blah. And he went on in that rant for like a couple of minutes.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, you're getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's taken a while for you guys to get inducted, which it shouldn't have.
Yeah.
And
long time coming.
And this is what you're putting out there?
Holy
I'm like,
shit.
Geddy Lee and Neil Peart probably want to climb underneath the podium. I'm like, wow, this is terrible.
Wow.
I lost a lot of respect for him on that one. And I've always been a big Alex fan.
Yeah.
But when he did that, maybe you can check it out one of these times and you'll see it.
It sounds like something one of my old friends would have done.
It was weird because,
like being like...
They're all very,
It sounds like very Jim Carrey thing to do. Where like he goes to that red carpet thing and he's like, nobody exists. He's like... And someone's like, isn't this a great significant event or something? And he's like, oh, this is a significant event. Like, he's like, this is... He's like, none of us exist. He's talking about all the ego, you know. He's having this whole existential kind of meltdown, but he's doing it at the red carpet event in front of like everybody on camera, you know.
Yeah, it's
like,
weird, right?
It's a weird kook moment, and it's funny, and I understand it, but you're like, I don't know, it is tacky. But the Jim Carrey thing's one thing because it is this snooty Hollywood with all the outfits. That is a little pretentious. But the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that's kind of.
But see, another thing, this
different.
That kind of behavior, expect that from him.
That's a personal acknowledgement too of this band, of this like family thing that's like it's been there for so long that's finally being recognized. Whereas the red carpet stuff is kind of more shallow. Like, let's wear these $1 million dresses and walk around and get paparazzi'd and all, you know. But the Rush Hall of Fame thing wouldn't be that same vibe. It's it's a personal acknowledgement of like a long time coming. So I can see that's kind of tacky, you know.
Yeah.
The other band members are probably like, "What the fuck?" Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody shut him up.
That's weird.
Yeah. So I thought it was very strange.
He could have like started that way and then got serious. Or like thrown it in the middle.
Yeah, like after a couple minutes, he's like, "Hey, I got your attention, right?" Yeah. You know, that kind of stuff. You thought I was going to give the whole speech doing that, didn't you? But you did.
What a goof.
Yeah. So I mean, I like I said, I mean, Alex Lifeson. When we did that one show, with the whole Project Mayhem thing, and it was this one female like DJ. It was like her show.
Okay.
And she, you know, they interview you and all that stuff, and they go to each band member. How long have you been playing? Who are your major influences in your life? That kind of stuff. How'd you get started? All that crap. Mm-hmm. So when it came to me, I mean, my three biggies were always Jimi Hendrix, Alex Lifeson, George Lynch.
Okay. There you go.
So I mean, to have somebody like that,
just kind of shit the bed.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
God, man, you know, I give Alex Lifeson a lot of credit, and a lot of people don't. And it's not because I'm a big Rush fan. It's just because of his talent. Mm-hmm. And for him to just do something like that, just
caught you off guard. Man. Yeah. Strange. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. Very, very weird.
Very weird. Golf was pretty rad today.
Yeah, it was
shabby links. Desert Lakes needs some serious renovation.
Yeah, well, supposedly.
It was a nice course the last time I played it.
Yeah,
it's always been a nice course. It's just fucking run down right now.
That's the worst I've ever seen it.
It's pretty rough.
Like I said, I've been when I used to live here back in the 90s, you know, the course was pristine.
Yeah, it's a nice course.
Because we used to play it a lot. Because you had Holloman, you had Desert Lakes, and if you could go to Cruces and play, or you go up the mountain and play.
Yeah.
So basically, we were always playing either bass or that, one or the other. Holloman was always good.
When did you start golf? Sort of.
Like,
I'm sure you probably played golf maybe like a long, long time ago. But when did you get into golf? When did you get the golf bug?
God, it's probably right when I first went in the military.
Yeah, like 18, 20, somewhere in there.
No, it was probably 22, 23.
Gotcha.
Because when I went to high school, there was a golf team, but you know,
yeah, back then
didn't play golf.
Nah,
it was for the, you know, the guys that didn't like to get hit or stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a non-contact. But once again, was I wrong about it? Good Lord.
Yeah.
Hardest sport I ever played in my whole life. I mean, I was good at everything else except golf. Some people, it's one of them goofy things, though. Used to work with this one guy at Holloman. They used to have 2 tournaments every year that was sponsored by the company. This guy would only play golf, and they were about 6 months apart. They'd have one like, you know, right before it got hot, and then right when it got, and was always at the lodge.
Okay.
Up in Cloudcroft, right? This guy'd shoot in the 70s every time.
And he only played twice a year? Interesting. Just naturally, huh?
Yep.
Naturally good.
But he couldn't play anything else. He was only good at golf. That was
crazy.
it.
It's crazy.
So, yeah. I mean, it's just one of them sports to where I have to work at it in order to be good at it or to be decent.
Just proficient enough to play just to stay on the course and get through it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like to me, like today we played 18 and I didn't. Well, we started on the back 9, but then by the time we got to hole 18, which was the 9th one of the day for us, that was the only one I was like, you were like, damn, it almost looks like you know what you're doing. So I had a good drive and a good fairway shot, and then I greened the 3rd one, and I'm like, fuck, now I'm in line for par, and of course I fucking like 3-putted it or something.
I mean, that happens.
Not that we're keeping score anyway, but
I know, but that's
it was like a nice
that's how
run.
the game is supposed to be played.
I was hitting a line. I was like, yeah, this is how it works. The big club, the medium club, the small club, the putter.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, go figure.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work out like that most of the time for people like us.
Yeah.
So the weekend hacks, type stuff.
Yeah.
It's always, the cool thing about it was, though, golf's always one of those games that you could play for the rest of your life. It's not like football or baseball or even basketball.
Yeah.
That one time when I came out and you were like, hey, you want to go shoot some hoops? I'm like, well, we don't have a ball, but I do. It's in the trunk.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah. How long it had been since I'd done that? Long time.
Yeah, I got one just to have. I was like, it was like my first year teaching. I was like, I should just get a basketball. That way when you have just like some off day when you're like, fuck it, like, let's just take the class to the gym and go shoot hoops, The one time I did do that, they were kind of like, they'd normally be fine with it, but the PE the PE people were kind of like, no, this is our area. I don't think they would be like that anymore. It was the people that were working there at the time. They would have been like, we have the gym right now. What are you doing over here? And I'm like,
hey, we're just kind of shaking it up a little bit.
Yeah, we're shaking it up a little. These kids need to move around. They're sitting at these desks all day. And like, we're just going to go shoot some hoops real quick for 15 minutes. Like, what the fuck? This is their school, not yours.
Exactly.
By the way. You're just a PE teacher. Like, these fucking kids, all of us work for them, in case you forgot.
I think one of the biggest problems is with stuff like that is it's like a power struggle. Mm-hmm.
I was my first year teacher.
You kind of pissed in their Cheerios a little bit.
I just didn't know. Maybe I was just making an ignorant mistake, but I was just like, it's just dumb. I'm like, there's all these basketball hoops around. Can we just have one somewhere? Like somewhere around, like, what the fuck?
I think one of the things the military did with instruction, like all of our tech schools, they're all broken up. When you're in class for 8 hours to 9 hours a day.
Okay.
Right? For several months. Excuse me. Depending on your career field. Like electrics I think that school was like 8 months. And avionics was about 8 or 9 months as well.
Okay.
But you go into the classroom and you're only in there for 45 minutes.
Sessions. And then you get to move around.
You get to take a 15-minute break every hour.
Yeah.
Because it's the only way you can hold their attention.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of how our classes are. They're like 45 minutes, and then they move to the next one. But they need more intermission. They need, especially now.
Oh.
Because the attention span now is even worse.
Short. And you know why, right?
Trying to win that back over is hard.
It's that stimulation that... Yeah. It's like, just for an example.
Even a fun class like art, where you're like, well, this takes time, like to create a drawing or a painting that's any good and learn the ins and the outs of all of it. It's like, you got to put time into it. And if you don't get it right, like right away, they're like, yeah, burn on it. And you're like,
yeah.
You got to learn how to play the long game, man. Delayed gratification. Yeah. You can't just have fruit. Like, you got to fucking plant a seed first,
Yeah, right.
And then, like, turn into a tree and, withstand the wind.
Yeah, all
get through a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, even just, and I don't mean to make a whole rant on the whole military thing, but even when I went to the NCO Academy, you're taking public speaking. A lot of people have a problem with it.
Sure.
Us being musicians, we're used to being on stage, so
yep.
It's not a big thing for us.
And I took some public speaking classes a few times, and they did help me. Like, It's crazy what a couple of those courses they'll really help you.
Yeah, and the funny part about it is we had this one instructor, very critical, with the whole eye contact thing.
Yep.
You're turning your head,
Picking a few people.
There was
focal points.
There was a podium there. You weren't allowed to hold on to it. You weren't allowed to stand behind the podium and just be like a statue back there. There was that. And if you ever heard somebody talk, and you'll hear a lot of professional athletes, or if you watch a lot of football or baseball like I do, when these guys talk, they are awful. Every other word out of their mouth is you know, my sister does it. I hope she's not watching this.
Oh, she won't. Even if she does.
What's up, Kenny? When I talk to her, every other word out of her mouth is you know. It's like, and they don't even realize they're doing it. But the point I'm trying to make is the instructor that I had, female,
they dock you on that.
Oh God, slam you hard.
Yeah,
hard. I thought I was a pretty good public speaker, and I am. Yeah,
like
no pun intended there. But you're giving the speech, and you're supposed to make eye contact, but you're not just supposed to focus on just like you're sitting in front of me. You can't do that. You got to, like, you're trying to get everybody involved in the conversation, and you have to hit your points within a certain amount of time. Or guess what? They're staring out in left field and they're not listening. It's like like that Peanuts thing, right? Back in the day, So that's what happens. But you don't realize that you're doing it.
Yep. You got to keep it moving. You got to have a script, a timeline, and like a few punchlines, maybe a little sense of humor, some eye contact. You got to talk loud enough where everyone can hear you. You got to you got to have presence, because if you don't, the people just tune you out.
And one of the things that was very important in a couple of speeches, there's different kinds. And she was like, okay, what we're going to do is this is going to be like a point speech. You're going to come out there and say, hey, I'm this person, and I'm going to talk about this. And the things I'm going to talk about in this are going to be this, and that. And you make sure you hit all those. And that at the end of that speech, well, I'm going to close with this. And I just want to let you know that these are the points that we went over, and this is what my main objective was. And a lot of people, they can't do it. And you have to do it in a certain amount of time. If you go less or you go over, it's failure.
Yeah, I had courses like that too.
Yeah, so
they're really good for you.
They are.
Yeah. Even if you're like, oh, I'm never going to end up doing public speech, you will. Like, and it's just helpful in most careers, or just being just a human in the world, like, being able to talk.
There's a lot of people that have a huge hard time with the whole thing.
There's a statistic on it that
like anxiety attacks and all this kind of
stuff. People are more afraid of public speaking than death. Have you heard that?
No.
I forget where that came from. But
you're going to give a speech, or I'm going to shoot you in the head. Well, I think I'll give the speech. How's that?
Like statistically, like on a blind survey or something, it was like, what one terrifies you more?
Oh my God.
Like, they're more scared of public speaking than dying.
You want to hear something funny, though?
I don't think that's true, but I think it is a ridiculous stat, though. Something what? Before you lose it?
No, it was... remember that one show that we did? It was that total debacle at the runway, right?
Sure, yeah.
I had never been stage fright ever, except the show after that.
Okay.
Because we were getting ready to play Whiskey Tango. And I was like,
that one just,
my God,
rubbed you the wrong way. You're like, man, I hope this doesn't go like that one did.
Patrick, I almost got sick because me and Carla had gone out to get something to eat. I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
Because
I remember you telling me this a little bit.
I was like, oh my God. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like,
I got fucking
freaking scared to death. She's like, you've never been scared on stage your whole life. Like, I just don't want to repeat what happened last time. And it was the only time it ever happened, because there were a lot of mitigating circumstances in that one, to where this was bad and that happened and this happened. And it was just all the bad stuff in one friggin' show. Too bad you had to be the one that you were there for. It was just bad. Anyway,
it's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, I don't know. Just one of them goofy things.
Yeah. So earlier we were talking about those anechoic chambers and the jet and all the crazy stuff and the sound treatment of those crazy ass rooms you're working in. But
Yeah.
we were talking, my friends and I, they're not flat earthers. They're not. But we have a friend. He's a friend. But
Flat earthers?
He's kind
That's
of
the first time I ever heard that.
Yeah, he's gone down the rabbit hole of flat Earth and stuff. But they're like, what about pilots and just certain weird things with the curvature of the Earth and like the planes? I wish I had those guys here to articulate.
Wow.
But also, my dad's coming to town, so I'm gonna try to convince him to do the podcast. But I know you have a lot of knowledge about planes.
Yeah,
And,
more than I want to know.
something about fuel. They were like, yeah, the planes use way more fuel than. They were like, there's no way they go that far on that amount of fuel or the mileage or whatever. I'm like, well, if anyone know about jet fuel and mileage of planes and how far they could go, it'd be my dad. I'll ask him,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all calculated prior to flight. Okay, so each jet or aircraft, they know what the fuel capacity is. So they know how far they can go with that amount of fuel on board. Flying at different altitudes, different speeds, because obviously the higher you go, the thinner the air gets. And whether you're flying with the jet stream or against the jet stream, depending. So you're gonna use more fuel flying against it as opposed to with it.
Sure.
So, and then they have steer points, like when they're taking off, they're gonna come up to a certain altitude, then they're gonna level off at that, and they're gonna cruise at that speed, at that altitude for this certain amount of time until they get into approach at a certain airport, or whether they have to go ahead or they're flying into weather.
It's like hitting the interstate and then taking your exit or whatever, but like just
but
in
it's
the air.
But it's all pre-calculated. They have basically, well, I don't know, most of them, either commercial aircraft or military aircraft, they have a cartridge, and they
an itinerary.
Well, yeah,
right, like
and it's all fed into the computer, and the flight control computer on commercial aircraft.
And it's basically telling the plane.
Yeah, it knows.
What do you mean it knows? Yeah, the plane knows.
Yeah, it does. And, a lot of people, there's one thing that a lot of people don't know, but it's totally true. The plane basically does the flying.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary.
The pilot's just there for...
Yeah, the pilot's there in case they need to deviate because they're going into a weather situation, or they're flying into a heavy trafficked area to where they have to make a change. They come on to approach, but the pattern is full and they have to circle or that kind of thing. Then they're making the changes.
Okay.
But 9 times out of 10, they get pushed back from the gate. They taxi it to the end of the runway, and that's it. And then the plane lands itself. And then when they get to the end, and then they take over and they taxi it back to the gate.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Flying freaks me the fuck out.
Trust me.
Because of just like your relationship of like where you're at. You're like, this just doesn't make sense. You're like, how the fuck am I looking down at the clouds? And it's just wild. You just have to completely let go. And you're just kind of... Okay, like do, and then like it kicks back and it's all woo, 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 and then you just kind of feel it go, and you're like, okay then, alrighty then, here we are.
We're in the hands of God now.
And then like one time I looked out the window. I was looking out the window for a while.
Yeah.
And then I seen another plane that way.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh fuck. I was like, God damn, we're going fast. Because you have no reference for speed.
Oh no, because
there.
there's no relative. There's no like.
But
nothing. Yeah.
When those two planes passed each other, I was like, God damn, we're flying. I mean, obviously, but
yeah,
we're
I think
ass.
one of the biggest things that kind of freaked me out once was we were coming back from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Right. And we were on a KC-135, which is a tanker. So we're refueling our jets on the way back, which is kind of cool because you can go back where the boom operator is on the tanker. And he's basically flying the nozzle into the fighter aircraft. So they're coming up one at a time. They're refueling, then they're peeling off.
Like
right?
in the air.
Yeah, it's in air refueling.
So you're in the big plane with the fuel.
Yeah.
And then these other jets are rolling up next to you.
Yeah.
And you're fueling them up, and then they take off.
Yeah.
Sick.
So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty fucking rad.
So anyway, we're coming back. And, you know, on military aircraft, you're basically on a cargo aircraft. I mean, they're designed to carry cargo, really, not people.
Like C-130 looking stuff?
Yeah,
it's
kinda,
a different kind of plane?
Yeah, well, you know.
Big cargo plane.
Yeah, so the K designation means refuel.
Okay.
So, but if it's a KC-135, it's cargo plus refuel. Anyhow, so we're flying on a KC-135. Half of us are on that one. The other half are on a C-17. They're ahead of us. Whatever. We're all coming back. So... you're walking around. You can walk around this friggin' thing, you know, like it's your living room. You know, you don't have to stay strapped into your seat because there ain't no friggin' seats.
Yeah.
You know, they're not. They're like these. It's kind of hard to explain. Got these nets up against the wall. They're kind of like net seats, sort of like.
All right. Yeah, I've seen some of those in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get up and walk around. You can sit on the floor. You can find a place to stretch out and just lay there. You know, that kind of shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go in the cockpit. So I walk in there, and there's these two kids in there. They don't look even like they're old enough to shave. And I'm looking at them, and we're flying over the Pacific Ocean. We're at 32,000 feet, and I'm like, man, I shouldn't have come up here. These guys are younger than my kids. It's like, oh my God, this was a mistake.
Yeah.
So I walk back down and I sit over on the floor next to Carla was with us. And she's like, what? You look like you just seen a ghost. I'm like, don't go in the cockpit. She's like, why? I'm like, there's two kids up there flying this thing, man. They don't look like they know what the hell they're doing. Obviously they did, you know, but it was kind of scary.
Yeah.
If I want to die, I want it to be my fault, not somebody else's.
Fucking shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, so
it's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a stat somewhere like there's like 20,000, 50,000 people in the air at all times. You know, at all times, just or more. I don't know the number, but it's a lot.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Look that up, young Jamie. No, look that up, Doug. Where's my producer? No. I don't know what the stat is, but Amy and I were staying in LA one time. We were just all over the place traveling, didn't really know where we were going, which was not exactly great because there were some things where it's like, man, if we had planned all this out ahead of time, you save time, you don't get to run around. Like, you know, when you're kind of more on a whim and you don't have everything planned out, you're just more susceptible to fuckery. You know, where you're like, oh, we can't stay at this hotel because of this or that, or like we weren't like my friends and I one time were on a different trip. We weren't 21 yet. We were all like 19 and 20, and they were like, oh, it's 21 and up here, and so we were like, fuck, it was a nice hotel in a nice location, in San Francisco, where we were going.
Yeah.
And then we got turned away because we had to be 21 or over.
Oh, wow.
So then we're like, fuck. So there's another place, but it's back over the bridge. It's back, back over the Bay Bridge.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, though. You get to go ahead and cross that thing twice. So that's pretty cool.
Cross the Bay Bridge, not Golden Gate, but the Bay Bridge.
Yeah, the Oak Bay Bridge.
Still.
Yeah.
And then, but then we got to the other Motel 6, whatever, and it was ghetto as fuck in a hood-ass neighborhood. And you're like, that's the kind of fuckery when you don't have things
this is Oakland, you know, that kind of crap.
Ahead of time, yeah. So, but Amy and I were cruising around. We were young, like 19 or something. But we ended up at LAX Motel 6, which is kind of a weird place to stay. LAX, you know, Motel 6. But it was kind of weird. We were on the 9th floor, and the only thing that had was like a smoking room. We were kind of like, fuck it, I guess, you know. It was kind of just a dingy old smoked up room in LAX. But the one cool thing about it, though, was like, we had a window facing the incoming flights.
Okay.
On the 9th floor.
All right.
And so there was like 15 lights in the sky from like the closest light to like way out here.
Yeah, well, they're all lined up for landing.
They're all coming in. And then like the closest light, sure enough, would turn into a plane.
Yeah.
As it got closer, and then it would land. And then
that's cool. You got a chance to see that.
And then just all night long. I mean, we were just chilling, looking out the window like for hours.
That's exactly the way it works.
Anytime we looked out the window, there'd be 15 lights in the sky coming in, and you're like, God damn, like those planes are just nonstop, and you're like, duh, like, well, of course they are. It's LAX.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Like there's like millions,
international airport.
Millions of people
coming in, coming out. You know, that was one of the things that was flying is. I know too much about airplanes. That's why they make me nervous.
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting for them to put the flaps down. I'm waiting for them to put the gear up. It's like, when's he going to do this? That kind of shit. You know, you see the flaps. It's like, okay, all right. When's he going to put the flaps up? You know, it's like then you start hearing stuff. Anyhow, so one of the things that was always kind of goofy for me is taking off at one of the coastal airports because you take off into the ocean. Well, what happens if he's got to abort the takeoff? What do you do? I mean, you take off out of LAX. It doesn't matter where you're going. You're taking off, going off into the ocean. Like, let's say me and you are visiting my mother in California, right?
Yeah.
And we flew. Well, we're taking off, going into the ocean. But they're going to spin around, and they're going to come back.
Yeah, but the takeoff is straight west to the...
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoops. New York, same thing. Atlanta, Florida, all those places. You take off going into the ocean. So it's like, man, you guys better get this shit right. You know? What happens if we lose an engine, you know, on takeoff? Or, you know, one of the flaps is messed up or some crap like that.
What's the main focus of them flaps? What are they doing?
Well, you're creating lift. Okay, so the slower you go, the more flap you need. Because when you're like, okay, let's say that your hand is the wing, right? Uh-huh. Okay, when your hand is like this, there's no wind resistance there.
Okay.
But if it's like this, you're foiling the air. So what are you doing? You're creating a force here, and you're creating a force here. Because your flaps, when they're down, you're creating drag.
Yeah.
But you're creating lift because you're making the air underneath the wing heavier.
Okay.
So that's where you get the lift from.
Yep.
So when you're going slow, you're going to see the flaps like this because you're going slower in speed forward. So you need more wing area to disturb the air to make it heavier to keep the plane aloft.
Sure.
Or on takeoff, same thing. You're going to see the flaps come all the way down because they want to make that air heavy on the bottom of the wing.
To kick the plane up.
Exactly.
Because it's like literally riding on the air.
Correct.
Like tires on the road. It's
exactly.
Like, it's kind of like traction, like not traction, but lift. Yeah, lift and drag.
Yeah.
Pretty freaking crazy. Just imagine being the pioneer. Someone has to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah, no shit.
That's the craziest part.
Very good.
Oh, yes.
Props to that.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Yeah. Never had it before. Good stuff.
I knew you'd like that. A lot of these New Mexico beers are good, man.
Yeah.
They're fucking good.
A lot of the ones, the locals in Arizona are pretty good too.
Definitely.
Like that one I was telling you about at Scottsdale. Pretty
the blonde?
Good.
Yeah, that one is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So much to get into. It's like, where to even go? Just let it loop. We can pause anytime, too, if you ever, you know?
Yeah, well.
But we'll keep it rolling.
You're running the show.
Running the show. Running it right into the ground. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with those flat earther things, but they were saying some shit about planes, and I don't know. It's just like,
yeah.
Do you believe the earth is round? Who knows? Who really knows? It's like we were talking about earlier. The older you get, the less you really actually know. The more shit you realize you don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Like what we know, what we don't know, and the rest is what we don't even know. We don't even know. Yeah. And that's the majority of the information. What you don't even know, you don't even know.
Well, it was just like, you know, getting back to the whole, like, learning things. One of the things I always used to like to preach to, like, people that I had trained, it was like the best thing for you to do is to go read the book or the procedure, whatever it is. Because if I tell you what it is, it's going to be watered down.
Okay.
I'm going to miss certain points. So the best thing for you to do is if we're going to go out there to do a job or a procedure, you should read it.
Uh-huh.
So that way you're getting it straight from the book. So that way if I explain it to you and I miss something, it's because I've done it a million times and I don't need to know A, B, C, D, all that stuff. I don't need to know it.
Yeah, it's like
I
you're
already
talking
know
about
it.
teaching people like with the aircraft stuff, right? And
Well,
the
if we're doing a job and I've done it 1,000 times and you're brand new, what I want you to do is I want you to read it first. So that way you don't miss anything.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and if I try to explain to you how to do it, there might be something that I leave out of it that's going to benefit you to make it easier for you to do the job later.
Because it's so second nature for a seasoned person to leave it out because you're not thinking about that anymore.
Well, yeah, that was one of the things too that we used to do when I was in test, because we used to have systems on those jets that they weren't incorporated into the regular fleet yet. So we would have to write the technical order. Okay, so when you press this button, this is what you're going to see on the screen. If you don't see that, then we need to make the change. So what we would do is we'd put our least experienced guy in the cockpit because he doesn't know to push that button. He needs the book to tell him to do that. I'm already pushing that button and going 5 buttons later because I've already done it a million times. So you want to make sure that that book is written so that way somebody that's brand new, when they press that button,
Can follow it.
yeah, we used to
Frame by frame.
We used to call it redlining because you'd be up there and you would redline it. It's like, okay,
Check.
I'm supposed
Check.
I'm supposed to see this. Well, I'm not seeing that. Okay, draw a red line through that. What do you see? Okay, I see this. So that's how we used to do it.
It makes sense, especially for these advanced systems, the checklists. There's like some more stuff. I keep bringing up all this, like, yeah, there's some stats on this. I don't know, but there's checklists that have like really made the huge difference in like hospitals, you know, like astronauts and all these really high stakes things where people's lives are on the line and everything. It's like checklists are very, very like efficient because without it, like, you know, you could just simply make just the most common error.
Yeah, you're playing for cash and prizes now.
And it's the checklist prevents you. Like, no, it's a mandatory checklist. Like, did I do this? Oh fuck, we forgot that. Or
Yes.
you know, you gotta like, checklists are extremely important,
No shit.
especially for something like that. So
Yeah,
it
I
makes
mean-
sense going down the list. You're like, oh, you know, like you were saying, the steps, like even the maintenance on the planes. You know, like
Yeah.
if this, then this. Like these diagrams that point you in different directions.
Sure.
Troubleshooting diagrams.
Yes.
And then you just keep following it until you chase the problem away.
Yeah. It's one of them things though, but one of the biggest things with that kind of stuff, it's great to where you go and you're looking at a problem and it says, okay, well, if you have this, check here. Do you have this? No. Okay, go to here. Do you have this? Yes. Okay, this is the problem. But the biggest problem with that whole thing is when you get to the end of that procedure and you still have a problem,
Yeah.
now what do you do?
Then what?
Because it'll say at the end, if malfunction still exists, refer to schematic diagram, whatever, blah, 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 whatever system you're working on. And that's when you better know how it works, because now you're going to get the meter out and you're going to start chasing stuff.
Yep.
And one of the biggest things that I don't think gets taught that much anymore, which is a shame, because they've lost that art of teaching, because the aircraft have become, it's hard to explain. They've become reliant on systems troubleshooting themselves. Mm-hmm. Like, if this light is on, change this. The computer's telling you to do it.
Not why. It's just telling you that this light's on, change this.
They're not
telling you why this light's on and what's wrong.
correct. So as a technician, you can't fix something when it's broken if you don't know how it works when it's normal.
True.
Because you don't know what normal is.
You don't know what. There's no point of reference.
Exactly. It's the same thing with music.
Yeah, it's the whole time we were talking about this, I was thinking about, yeah, that would make sense as far as teaching somebody too, but then skipping the steps because you've done it so many times.
Sure.
You'd be explaining it. You're like, oh yeah, it's like a minor third or whatever, and it like.
Yeah, but they don't know what the hell that
I
is.
specifically remember the term minor third. I remember my friend. I was asking him like a little bit about like, well, what's the difference about. You know, how can you solo over this shit and I can't? And I'm like, it's, you know, something that I don't know. It's not. I mean, we can both physically play the thing, but and he started going on, and one of the things he mentioned was a minor third, and he wasn't very good at explaining it, but I remember that way later being like, I remember that term minor third, and now I know exactly what he's talking about.
But see, the thing,
the difference is the difference between a major and a minor chord is a minor third, and that like really gives you so much information.
But the thing about
I
it
had
is,
no idea what the fucking minor third was.
Once again, though, it's one of them goofy things to where you have to equate it to something else that you know, so that way you can understand it.
Yeah.
So, however, what he was trying to explain it to you, it wasn't lighting the light bulb up. No. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was weird because I've been through that kind of stuff a million times, even, you know, with music. And I mean, even when you first started teaching me theory several years ago, it's like, man, I am not getting this. But I had to just kind of, you kind of gave me the tools, and I just had to learn how to use them myself.
Yep.
But what made it work for me.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden it was like, wow.
That's what my friend Andrew Hogue did for me. He's like, dude, there's these things, the modes, man. He's like, you gotta fucking learn the modes, man.
Yeah, but there's got to
like, and he told me about him, and he tried to explain it, and I was like, the same thing. I was like, I'm not getting this.
When you started telling me, like, about shapes, I just went right over the top of my head. Mm-hmm. It really did. And then it was just one day, it was just one of them goofy things. And all of a sudden, it's just, okay, now I know what he's talking about.
I want to make a video about the modes, because the videos I've looked at the modes, they teach you the modes in the same key. Like it'll be like G Ionian, G Dorian, G Phrygian, G Lydian, G Mixolydian, G Aeolian, G Locrian.
Yeah.
Those 7 modes.
But when you
they're all G. But those are different keys.
But when
because the mode, if you're playing G Ionian, G1, then G Lydian is a different key. The fifth of G would be G, A, B, C, D. So D should be, like G, A, B, C, D. All right, so it should be D Mixolydian or C Lydian.
See,
those would be
anybody
the same
that's
key.
listening to this, they're going to think this is Japanese.
Yeah, those would be the same key. So it gets confusing when you're thinking like, yeah, you learn the modes all in one key. I want to make a YouTube video explaining like, no, I mean, kind of, sort of. You can kind of like, oh, I'm going to switch to, it just depends on your reference. So hard to explain, but that's why I want to make a clarification video that like, if you're going to change the modes, like the 5 of G technically would be whatever that note is. I mean, even if who cares about the scale? Even if you just know the modes and the shapes and you don't know the name or why it's that, if you just know it's the 5th and that's where the 5th, if you just know these shapes and it's just a trip. But if you had no point of reference, you'd have no idea. And when it was first explained to me, I was like,
it's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Do you mind?
Like I said, like we were talking about it, earlier. You got to have a foundation.
Like that scales book. Remember the one I got for you?
Yeah.
You don't actually need all those.
No, you don't.
You don't. I realized later, I'm like, this is 180 pages or something.
Yeah, you don't need all that crap.
And I'm like, it's the same, though.
Yes.
Like, if you learn one.
Yes.
If you just learn the key of C.
Yes.
And you just move the whole framework now to the key of D or to the key of E. You don't need all these pages.
Well,
it's the same thing over and over again, depending on where you move it.
Exactly. It was like, I was telling you.
It's just redundant.
I was telling you, give a shout out to Dan Lopez, great teacher, by the way. Makes it very, very simple. And, obviously the whole pentatonic, I mean, tonic meaning note, penta meaning 5. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you play it. As long as you can understand that those 5 notes are all the same in certain places, and you're moving from the 3rd fret to the 10th fret, but you're playing the same notes and they're all linked together.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what order you play them, and everybody's, oh man, check this shit out. You know, I'm doing all this crazy stuff. It's not like no genius type work, dude. It's the same thing in just in different places that they're all connected to one another.
The real flavor comes as the way you move between them, and then like the things you throw in, and you develop these special moves later, and you're like, that's the but then the framework itself is like,
yeah, you're not going to play that in a solo. You're not going to play that, but you could play those notes. You don't have to play them. You're not playing a scale in a solo. You're not. Who the fuck does that? You're not going to do that. Hey, check this solo out. You're it's like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, you got to throw some flavor in there. Yeah, that's the flavor.
Make me spit this out all over the place.
That's the flavor.
Yeah, you got to have the pork. That's the flavor.
Oh man. So you got to go on a couple of them jets though, huh?
Which ones?
Just like your ride, your taxi.
Your, God, are you kidding? I've been up in an F4 when I was active duty, and then I was up in a 16 when I was in the Guard.
Like being strapped to a rocket, huh?
The F4 was a little different because the way the cockpit is in the back, because all F4s are 2-seaters.
Okay.
F-16s have 1-seaters and 2-seaters, but the way the canopy rails are in the F4s are kind of like on a slant. So in the back seat, the rails are kind of the rail, the canopy rail, where the canopy comes down.
Yeah,
and it's right here. Are kind of like right here at ear level.
So the view isn't the greatest.
You can't really see out of it that well.
In the back seat.
Correct.
In the front seat, you could.
Yes.
Okay.
But obviously, being the
passenger.
Yeah, you're sitting in the back.
Yeah.
The 16 though.
You got full view.
Different ball game. You're flat. So you're seeing the same thing the pilot's seeing. It's like sitting on the tip of a bullet. It's amazing.
Yeah, I get like just this feeling just thinking about it. Like
that's crazy.
When you described it to me before, I was like, man, like, you know, and then I'll see those planes in the sky, and I'm just like, there's some guy in there just ripping it.
Yeah,
dude.
there
just
is.
Like,
yeah,
like fucking ripping it, and you're on the ground, and you're just like, oh, a plane going by.
Yeah.
But like, if you like switch spots with that guy for just a second,
it's crazy.
You're like, wow, you know, like just getting some.
Yeah,
like,
you know, you get a different respect. I've never been a big pilot person.
Fucking sick.
Right, but I got a lot of respect for what they do because I know I couldn't do it. No way.
I'd love to get up to go on one. That'd be fucking sick.
It's pretty crazy. It's intense. It really is.
Oh man.
Yeah. It was like, you know, the biggest, bestest, fastest roller coaster you ever been on times like 100. It's like stupid. It's insane.
Wow. So you got like a free ride, like, you know, because you work there and
well, technically what they want to do, they want to give everybody a ride that's been at least at the Guard. If you've been in 10 years, you get on a list for a ride, and they call it an incentive ride.
Okay.
Because, you know, once you ride in that shit, it's your incentive to like, wow, you know, now I know why I work on these things because they do this stuff. So it's pretty cool. But when I was active duty, we were TDY in Las Vegas at Nellis Air Force Base. And it was a trip where I fixed this really hard generator problem. So my reward for that was they gave me a ride home.
The 16 ride?
No, my F4.
The F4 ride, okay.
Yeah.
Nellis, that was further back, right?
Yeah,
like,
that was in the 80s.
Okay.
That was way before your time. Yeah, so
they gave you a ride back.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. So we're of course, you know, when you're TDY, you send the jets home, and then 9 times out of 10, the maintenance crew goes home later that afternoon or the next day. So we're getting ready to launch the jets to go home, and they were like, hey, Aaron Casem, we're giving you a ride home back to Victorville, Georgia Air Force Base. I was like, hey, Sherman, take my stuff home for me, throw it in the car.
Yeah.
So you're getting a ride home? I'm like, yeah, they're giving me a ride home. So yeah, it was kind of cool.
Fuck yeah.
I get to goosebumps.
Yeah.
That was great. And of course, on the way home, we do a mission, so that was cool because, George Air Force Base from Nellis was only like 180 miles. We could have been there in like 10 minutes. Take off, hit burner the whole way. You're there 10 minutes later.
How fast are you going in one of them things?
Oh, it depends. I mean, F4 has been totally declassified, so that thing will do Mach 2 plus. So you're talking 1,500 miles an hour, balls to the walls, both motors, burner.
Oh, god damn!
Yeah. You're hauling ass. Yeah.
Yeah. So they developed these, like they started, they're war machines, basically, right? I mean, to the fullest. Machine guns, missiles.
I mean, on a fighter.
On a fighter.
On a fighter, you usually most fighters have guns. So F-16 is a 20 millimeter cannon. F-4, same thing. A-10, 30 millimeter. I'm talking a shell like this, that big. Yeah, you don't want to be on the working side of that thing. No. You don't want to face the working end of that.
Yeah, definitely not.
So, but they're all designed to do different things. F4, very multi-role fighter. They used it for all kinds of different stuff. Almost every service flew them. The Air Force flew them. The Navy flew them. The Marines flew them. The Army didn't. 16. Only the Air Force flew them.
F stands for fighter, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So A-10 attack.
I've got one of them old fucking. I showed this to you one time you were here. This little guy.
Oh yeah, that's an S.
That thing's old as shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this thing is.
We've had it forever. I don't know.
I don't think it's anything, to be honest with you. It might be some type of a prototype.
I thought it was something significant, but it's just an old toy, I guess.
Yeah, it's not an SR. I don't know what it is.
I just know I've had it since pretty much my entire life.
Some type of a. Well, yeah, it's ATF. It's Advanced Tactical Fighter, so it's some form of a. I don't know what the hell.
Well,
it is.
if you don't know what it is, then it probably doesn't exist.
No, it's some type of a prototype. So
okay.
That never got put into production, but it does resemble a little bit of like a Delta Wing F-16, but it's two tails, so it could be an F-35 or an F-22 type of prototype. But yeah.
Because you're the kind of guy that can look at a plane flying over and you're like, oh yeah, that's one of these.
Yeah,
blah 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 blah.
Yeah, well, it's the same. It's the same thing with
like cars.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Speaking of which,
I'm like, how the hell do you know what year that is?
Well, that's because they have little different nuances.
Yeah.
Like, okay, for the Roadrunner, for example, Roadrunner come out in '68, right? So the side marker lights on a '68 Roadrunner, they're round. On a '69, they're rectangles. That's the only and that's the only difference between the two. That's the only way you can tell them apart.
Gotcha. Funny shit, man. You can't unsee it.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you know it, you're like,
aircraft, same thing.
So the F-16 ride, though.
Yeah.
You got to fly over the house or something? Kind of took you you had some views.
Yeah. Well, what happens usually is you go through, you get ready to go, and then whoever your pilot is, it's basically, my pilot was pretty cool. His call sign was Robo, because the original RoboCop, that's what he looked like. I mean, he looked like this guy. Okay. Like RoboCop without his fucking helmet on. Right. He looked like him. So he's like, hey, John, it's your ride, whatever you want to do. So, I'll just take you through it real quick. So
yeah, let's hear it.
So
it's a good story.
The cool thing about it is most everybody wants to do what they call a max climb. Okay. So what happens is you take, you're rolling down the runway, you're in burner, which is afterburner, for those who don't know. It's max throttle. We call it going outboard, because you got to take the throttle, move it like this, and then roll it forward that way to get all the way through. Because there's different gates in the throttle.
Okay.
Anyhow.
This is on the runway?
Yeah. So we're rolling, And then, he raises the gear, but they want to keep it low because you're building speed. And then at a certain, I don't know, knots or miles per hour, he just takes a stick and just pulls back on it. And you do this. Just go straight up. But the thing, what you have to do, though, before, because I'm watching the airspeed Mach indicator, right? I'm like, okay, so you're gonna rotate at like 120 knots on an F-16 because it gets off the ground really quick. Very dynamic aircraft, aerodynamic. It's gonna come off the ground fast. So he's like, okay, he goes, I'm gonna pull back on the stick at like, I don't know, 300 knots. So when you're watching the airspeed Mach indicator, they call it the AMI. You're watching it. When he gets to like 250, 260, I take my head and I turn it this way because I know once he pulls back on it, I'm going to be pinned to the seat. And I'm not going to be able to move my head.
Yeah.
So you turn your head and you look and the ground just goes, it's just gone. And before you know it, you're at 18,000 feet. He flips it over and he rolls it back over and all of a sudden now you're going straight. It's like, holy crap. And it happens like that quick, right? So we're rolling along. We get up to 18,000 feet. He rolls it back over. And he's like, okay, what do you want to do? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's your ride. What do you want to do? I'm like, well, I said, I was like, how about if we break the sound barrier? He's like, okay. Once again, he takes it, rips it in the burner. We're at 18,000 feet. I'm watching the airspeed Mach indicator. It's different depending on where you're at.
Okay.
Like in the country because, different altitudes, that kind of thing. So the speed of sound is different depending on what altitude you're at.
Gotcha.
So anyhow, and you think it's going to be this big thing like, all this stuff. And
the speed of sound.
Yeah, but it isn't. So we go past like 700. He's like, that's it. I'm like, wow. He goes,
pretty non-eventful.
Didn't he? When you feel it, when he pulled the throttle back, you're like that because you're slowing down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you go forward, but you're strapped in.
Yeah.
That's when you feel it. So we did that. That was kind of cool, and we did some. We did some like barrel rolls this way and some barrel rolls that way. And they let you take the stick. Very sensitive. All you got to do is do this to it, and it just does that. Because me being in maintenance, when you're on the ground, the only way you can move the flight controls is we have this thing that hooks up to the jet. It's called a hydraulic mule.
Okay.
Each flight control system is controlled by 3,000 psi, pounds per square inch, to move the flight controls.
Okay.
But you actually have to like do this to the stick to get them to move.
Move
it. You got to just yank on it.
Okay.
When you're up in the air, all you got to do is touch it, and that thing just is like, it's all over the place. So he's like, okay, you want to try a roll? I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay, just take the stick and just do that to it. So I take the stick and I go like this, and the jet just goes like that, but it just goes sideways. So we're flying through the air doing this because I just went like that and it went back to where it was, but it remembers its last input. So if you do this to it, however far you went over, that's how far it's going to go like that. Mm-hmm. But if you let go of it, it's just going to stay there because it wants you to keep the pressure on it to bring it all the way around. He's like, yeah. He goes, that was pretty good. He goes, but you got to keep your hand on it so that way the stick knows that you're pushing on it. There's got a transducer in there that senses that movement. So he's like, okay. So he goes, pull it back the other way. So I pull it back. So we're going level. He goes, okay. Now, when you do it, he goes, just keep the pressure on it. So I do that and just goes right around. And he goes, okay, let go of it. And then we're just back right around. Wow. So then it rolled it the other way. So we did that. That was cool.
Sick.
Yeah. So, but they don't let you play with the rudder though, on the back of the tail.
Uh-huh.
Because yaw movement like this, pretty dangerous if you don't know what the hell you're doing. You start going through the sky like this, and it's basically, anyway, hard to explain. Because you have three axes: pitch, roll, yaw. pitch being this way, roll this way, yaw this way. So anyhow, so we're doing that. That was kind of cool. And, there's this one mountain in Arizona. It's called A Mountain. It's got this big A painted on it, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to kind of like go around the mountain and come back around. I'm like, okay. So we get out there, we're coming this way, and the mountain's like right in front of me, and I got to make kind of like a right turn around it. So I'm like pushing on the stick, and I'm going to the right. But as I'm pushing on it, we're kind of like falling out of the sky, because he's like, okay, well, what you got to do is as you're moving it to the right, you got to pull back on it, and then you got to bump the throttle up as you're doing it. So I'm like, okay. So I started doing that. So we came around. That was kind of cool.
Sick.
But what scared the hell out of me the most? And you kind of brought it up earlier. When you're on the ground and you see those planes flying, like in formation.
Yeah.
When you're sitting in that seat, because there were 3 of us that went up at the same time. Three flights. Me and 2 other guys. So we all take off together. And we all go our own separate ways. But then the pilots, all of a sudden, you're flying, and we were kind of like in the middle, and all of a sudden these 2 planes just go, whoosh. They go, whoosh, and they're right next to us. And I'm like, man, they're way too close.
Oh, fuck.
They're way too close. Man, these guys are making me nervous, man. Get them the hell away from us. He's like, oh, they're too close. Because you think they're steady, but they're not. I mean, you're up there and you're doing this.
Yeah.
Because you're all over the place. But if you're looking at it from the ground, it just looks like they're just doing that. But when you're up there and you can see the other guy, and you can, he's like right there.
He's like, hey,
your wingtips are probably that, maybe about 6 feet to 10 feet apart.
Ooh.
It's pretty close.
That's pretty fucking close.
Yeah. So after that, we kind of peeled off and get into what you were talking about earlier, the house in Vail.
Okay.
So he's like, where do you live? I'm like, well, I live over here. So he spins us around. And he's like, where at? I'm like, right there. So we flew over the house. And then we did the last thing we did, and you're up for an hour.
Wow.
So,
holy shit. That's a good ride.
Yeah. So you're up there for an hour screwing around.
That's a really good ride.
And, so the last thing we did was we did what they call a touch and go. So you act like you're going to land, and at the last minute, he pulls up, and you go around again, and then that was it.
Fucking sweet.
Ta-da. No.
That's a great ride. I didn't realize it would be a whole hour. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of that kind of stuff is short-lived, and it's still a novel experience where you're like, damn. I mean, if it was 5 minutes, it'd be like, God damn, But a whole hour.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It's a lot of time up there.
The only time I thought I was going to get sick was we landed, come around, we park, shut down the engine, unstrap. I get down off the ladder, and I'm standing on the flight line, and it felt like I was still
vertigo.
I was still moving, but everything else, it felt like I was moving, and I was like, whew. So
yeah.
I sat down. And I chilled out for about 10 minutes, and then, we walk back to debrief, take your shit off, and that was it.
Fucking cool.
It was good stuff.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time on them planes, so it's really cool probably to just like finally feel the beast. Just the power.
Yeah, amazing.
It's just like, God damn, like you already knew about all that, but then just to feel it, like.
Yeah, big difference.
Shit.
To actually see what it can do. Oh, this one funny little story though. Sidebar.
Sure, yeah, sidebar all day.
So we're up there and we're talking, and the pilot's got to pay attention to all this shit when he's flying. He's got. Remember I was telling you about the chamber where you're looking at radar threats. And you got to recognize all that stuff. And you're talking about your radar itself. You're communicating back and forth on it. You got all this stuff going on all at the same time.
Yes.
Plus, you got to keep an eye on all the systems. If you get master caution that you got a problem with this or a problem with that. So you got to be mindful of that. So I asked him, I'm like, let me ask you a question. I said, you're looking at all this stuff. You're looking at radar. You're looking at radar threat warning. You're looking at systems on the caution panel, all this stuff. You're flying around. You're doing the mission. Okay, we got to do this at this and all this other stuff. How do you keep all that straight in your head and still fly the airplane? He's like, we don't think about flying the jet. That's why. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, no. He goes, okay. Let me put it to you this way.
Good question that you asked him.
He's like, when you're driving your car, do you think about making a left-hand turn? I'm like, no. He goes, you know why? I'm like, well, because I've been doing it for a long time. That's the reason. They don't think about flying the airplane. Mm-mm. To them, flying the airplane's like us driving the car. It's
Makes
the same
sense.
thing.
Makes sense.
They don't think about that shit. It's automatic.
Yeah, you don't have to try to make a left.
No,
you just
they
did.
just do it, and it's second nature. So they don't have to worry about that.
So they're just focusing on the other stuff, the other logistics, but not flying the plane. Yeah.
I'm like, you shouldn't have told me that. You're not thinking about flying around on this bitch, huh? No. Yeah. Well.
That's a good thing though, because like a new driver would be thinking about driving.
Well, yeah,
but
it was
a seasoned driver would be like. Pfft.
Yeah, it was one of them goofy things. When I was teaching Michael how to drive. I was like, when you're going to learn how to drive? He's like, when? I'm like, when you're out here by yourself. That's when you're going to learn.
Yeah. No joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing getting behind the power of something like that. Like even just a regular automobile, let alone a freaking jet. Like that's wild. That's why it trips me out. That's why it trips me out when I see them in the sky. I'm like, yeah, some motherfucker's ripping it up there right now. Like,
yeah. They know what the hell they're doing too.
Fucking hauling ass.
Believe you me, they know.
It's incredible.
Well, why do you think we got the baddest Air Force on the planet? It's all about training, man. These guys know it like the back of their hand. Just like music. It's the same thing. You can close your eyes. I can do it too. And you just know where your hands are. And you know where you're at. 9 times out of 10, you don't have to see it.
Right. Just feel it.
It's just there.
It's just there.
Because you've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah,
even yourself. You being the age that you are, you still got 20 years of playing under your belt.
Already, yeah. Fuck. Yeah. It's a long time.
It is. It is a long time. That's why you're good as you are at it.
Need to be better. I gotta be better.
Hey. You can always be better.
Hopefully we'll rip some of that up for you tomorrow.
Yeah, that'd be great. Because like I said, Amy was asking me. She's like, have you heard it yet? I'm like, I said, I just want to sit back and listen.
Yeah. She's come by and heard a little bit of it.
She says it's pretty good. From what she says.
Hopefully she likes it, yeah. I'm like, well, I like it, and I'm pretty critical of it. So if I like it, then this should be all right.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being critical of your own self.
Yes, especially with music.
That is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because once you think you got it all,
you don't.
You're lost.
you ain't got shit.
That's a fact.
You got ego and a
yeah. You got the head that doesn't fit in this room.
Yo, your head don't fit in the room.
I don't need to practice. Oh no,
you don't need to practice.
Yeah, practice.
Fucking practice.
Practice. I get to Carnegie Hall, don't you? Practice.
I love Jared Dines. He's got this video on YouTube. This funny dude. Oh. I probably showed it to you. I'll show it to you again. But he's like, yeah, there's a secret. The number one guitar secret. It's the most unknown secret of all time. And then it's like, fucking practice. That's just how you get so good. It's fucking practice.
Yeah, that's the secret. It's called practice. Amazing. Structured practice is good. I need to do like something like a formal snippets like all right and in Windows because there's lots of different philosophies and studies on learning and how to learn and like even short snippets, bursts, like micro bursts of learning particular things and then going away from it and then doing something else and then coming back to it. It's like even with fitness like you can make a lot of gains. Like, say I have a home gym, right? So, like, if I just walked by and did a pull-up, even just one or two,
just every time I walked by.
Oh,
the day.
I see.
Say like in the summers
I
when
see
I have
what you
time
mean.
off.
Yeah.
You know, I can, if I'm like fully good right now, I know I can at least do 10, and that's like I can get 10 pretty. I'm not gonna say easy, but I can do 10. If someone was like, you can't do 10 pull-ups, I'd be like, bam, bam, I just fucking get them, you know.
Sure.
But, so I'm wondering how much further I could go, but I could probably get somewhere between 10 and whatever. Probably not 20, but I could probably get like 13, 15, you know, probably. But if I just walked by, say I had the summer off or whatever.
I know where you're going
every
with this.
day I did 1 or 2 or 3 pull-ups as I just walked by.
Yeah.
Throughout the day here and there, like
Yeah.
those little things will make you be like, now you can do like way higher rep ranges and all that. And like,
Sure.
I want to try that with the guitar where I just do like micro bursts of like, I'm just going to like have an area of focus for like a month, like just pentatonics, the 5 shapes of pentatonic minor. And then like, you know, just because I don't know those very well. I know them, but I can't play them very well.
But, you know, the thing about it is, Patrick, is it's one of them things. You can go ahead and practice it, but what good is it going to do you?
Well, it's just there's all these
I mean,
licks.
it's all cool.
Like licks, not just scales, but like
no, I know what you mean.
Connecting them because these areas where you rip into these different licks and stuff, and how you connect them to these other shapes.
Yeah, I mean,
Just wherever the doesn't even have to be pentatonics. It could be anything. It could be like I'm gonna learn these arpeggios. Like I like to try to challenge myself to make a musical phrase, and then repeat it in different spots, like all over the place. Like if I can do this lick here, lower octave and a higher one, and yet a higher one, or one that starts on the low string but it ascends. Wait, it's descending from a lower string and it's descending.
Yeah.
Like.
Yes.
Like normally when you go to the higher strings, you would be ascending in notes, but you could actually go start on a lower string. You know what I'm saying? Where it's backwards.
Yes.
And these little micro challenges, you know, where it helps your knowledge just get there quicker, and eventually, like, you close the gap, and you're on that shit. You get there quick, you know, with anything though, not even just music, but just whatever. It's like time spent, you know, like on whatever you do. Skating and shit, you know.
I think one of my biggest
so many reps where you're just like
the biggest thing for me,
mind power,
as far as music goes, is I get sidetracked because I want to learn this, but then I didn't finish learning what I was wanting to learn before. So what I've done is I have it on my phone, and I'll show it to you if you want me to. Is I made like a list of songs. Well, not songs. Well, kind of, sort of, but stuff that I know, but I just need to finish it.
Okay.
So learn it like, I mean,
in its entirety.
And the reason why I feel like I stopped doing it is because it's repetitive. It's like, okay, if I know this part and I know this part up to this, then I don't really need to learn the rest of it or play it all the way through because it just keeps doing the same thing over and over again.
Right.
But I'm in a different place than you are because I'm not writing my own stuff. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's not something that I really want to do. For me, playing with the other guys that maybe will come into this, just playing covers would be okay. And we're all older, so we're past that point. And if this one configuration of this band comes to being, none of us really give a shit if we get out of the garage or not because we're just doing it. It'd be just like, okay, you guys playing over at your mom's old place, but don't have any intention on doing anything else.
Right.
That's all you're going to do, which is what we're going to do. I've got Robert this close.
To coming back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got him that close.
He needs to come back.
So we'll see what happens.
He will. Why wouldn't he? Fuck it.
I told him, he's like, so what are you guys' intentions? I'm like, nothing. We just want to play.
Nothing.
I said, it doesn't matter. I said, don't worry about that chucklehead because he's not going to be involved.
Right. The chucklehead.
Yeah. So what do you think? You good?
Good on this?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can always come back. Another time.
Yeah.
So
I would be so honored to grace your presence with my presence, or your presence with mine, or mine with yours, on one of these at a later moment in time.
Exactly. Yeah, and we're not going anywhere. So I mean, I guess maybe we could close it out with something like.
Well, how about
so
this?
You're gonna tear the wall out in your house and build that studio.
You know, I'll tell you what. Like I said, if you want to take some time and come to Tucson and help me do it, because you know more about that kind of crap than I do, and the roof doesn't fall in. But no, I think
as long as it's not a load-bearing wall, maybe.
Yeah, no, we'd be fine if I did that, but that's not going to happen. But anyway, I think the best way for us to end this is for me looking forward to listening to you, Keith, and Ryan, and Hollis
fucking
play together. Because for me, it would be, I mean, obviously I've heard you play, of course. I've heard Keith play.
Yeah.
I've never really, I've seen some videos of Ryan and Hollis going at it. With some of that,
all the Christmas videos,
some of those Christmas things, which were great, good stuff. But obviously, I've never seen or heard, I should say, heard you guys play together, which would be really cool.
Hopefully, they'll come by Sunday.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Try to link it up for tomorrow, but I don't know if it'll happen. But maybe Sunday. Sunday's usually the day.
Yeah, you know, one of the things too, and then we could stop here with this one too. And what I've noticed that you yourself, I mean, you don't have any kids. You and Amy aren't married. You guys are pretty independent of one another. She doesn't care if you play 3 or 4 hours with your buddy. She doesn't give a damn.
No.
So she kind of like, because she knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're not doing anything goofy.
What the fuck are you doing? Why aren't you home with me? Fucking play your fucking music. And
yeah, let's just leave that where it is. We don't need to talk about that. But the cool thing about it is you are in that type of position, and it's something that you've got going here. Mm-hmm. But obviously, people have other parts of their lives.
For sure.
So it's one of them. It's just one of them things. You've chose to make it a priority in your life. And that's one of the biggest problems that I've noticed with bands. One person or two people, let's say you're a 5-piece or you're a 4-piece. One person is making it a priority and the other guys aren't. And that's when it starts to get a little goofy.
Yes.
But on its own context, just take it for what it is.
Yep.
And when you guys can get together and play, great. When you can't,
fuck it.
You can't.
Yeah, I don't care. My expectations are pretty, I'm not going to say low, but
yeah.
I can't control the outputs.
No,
like we were talking about
like
earlier.
You said, you can only control the input
I
part
only
of
control
it.
the inputs, you know.
And if you keep that attitude, it's all going to be good.
Hell yeah, it is all good.
Because you're playing, and that's all that matters.
Fucking A.
Even if you're just playing by yourself.
That's right.
I mean, it's a lot more fun to play with somebody else.
Yeah,
but
it is.
But it's
a good escape. I mean, I've always had a great escape through it, you know.
Yeah.
Or not just an escape. Oh, like I need to escape from this. My life's great, you know. But
I know what you mean.
It's just like it just takes me away. It just takes me away. And I always loved that about the guitar because I discover this other thing, this other place.
Like I said,
that's why I like writing my own shit so much. Is because
you don't have to fall within
all the stuff that's already there. I'm like, I have to do math. I have to follow numbers. I have to look up videos. I have to try to play it the right way the guy does and get the right tone and everything. When I do my own thing, I'm just like reaching for this magic that's there.
The cool thing about doing the other part of it, like you've been doing with Seven Stone, it's one of them things. Maybe and we all think about things different. The reason why I used to like to do that was because when you can listen to something and you can play it and it sounds like they did, that's an accomplishment.
It is. I mean, that's where you get your confidence from. Like the first time I ever played like Master of Puppets.
Yeah, when it sounds the way they play it,
when I was able
and you're able to just go ahead and play right along with it, and it sounds the same.
Well, I was able to play that riff, you know.
Yeah, it's like holy crap.
Years ago, I was like, whoa, fucking sick.
Yeah,
like,
when you can't tell the difference between what you're playing and they're playing, then you know that you've hit it. It's okay, and we should stop after this, but it equates to this as well. One of these days when you come to Tucson, I'm going to take you out to the guard unit.
Okay.
And we're going to go in the hangar.
and I want you to see that airplane or those jets in there ripped to shit. Because every so often, every so many hours, they have to come apart.
Okay.
Because we have to do all these inspections. And then you realize that you put that son of a bitch back together and it goes and does the shit that I told you about that it does. That will give you major league wood right there.
Because it's just like, wow, what the hell? Like,
It's like we had this thing in the hangar. It was in 50,000 pieces. And now it's out there doing that. There's no bigger punch in the vein than that.
it's just pure potential, just energy, just sitting there, like potential, like, and yeah, all the parts. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Amen.
It's fucking brilliant, bro. So I guess we'll get out of here. We'll do some more shit while you're here. We'll go fuck around on some trail hikes, maybe.
That'd be good.
Some light trails. We'll have a matinee. We'll fuck around. We'll have a good time, and
We're having a twilight right now instead of a matinee.
that's right. And you could come back anytime, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get your buddy Raytheon out here, and
That would be great. He's been gnawing at it. He's like, man, he's got to take me to Alamogordo one of these times. I'm like, I will.
we could all jam together too. He could throw down on that kit. And
Yeah, I know. He's like, man, he goes, I'd like to go ahead and check it out. I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
I'll come out there sometime too. But you got to get Robert in the scene again. That'd be sick.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Robert is he's a great instinctual musician, but he could be better.
Yes.
If he just would try.
Could all be better, but damn it, Robert.
Damn it, Jim.
Damn it, Robert.
I'm a doctor, not a miracle worker.
Fucking A. Well, thanks for joining Ian, Daddy-O. Love you, man.
Thanks, my brother.
Cheers again.
I love you too.
All day, every day.
Be good. Or be good at it.
That's right. We out.